As parents, you always hear the terrible twos, so heck, we just thought it's a phase, it'll pass. I think we said that a million times. And really, his terrible twos really just never went away. And then it plateaued, it peaked, and it got to a point where we, had to call law enforcement. And
my name's Heather, and this is my husband, Corey, and we live in Beloit, Kansas. And we have 4 kids, Parker, who is 14, Kohler is 12, Landry is 10, and Jolie is 8. They are all just very outgoing, social, outdoors, love being with family.
They've never met a stranger.
So Kohler, he was kind of always a very demanding baby. Even when he was 1.5, 2 years old, he was very aggressive towards his little sister. He would take her and throw her out of a chair. She was a week old. But we really kind of started noticing anger issues around the age of 3, more so probably than our other child had been. And so he was just very aggressive with our other children.
It was very scary for the other kids. They were scared of him. They were scared to be around him a lot of times.
The point where we knew this isn't normal was when he came to us at 6 years old, telling us ways he was going to take his life. And it was very hard for us as parents to listen to. He had told us 4 different ways he was going to take his life, and all those ways were very attainable. He could have done it. So we started seeking help through our primary care physician. Still continued to see a lot of issues there. And then we started to seek counseling. We just still weren't seeing results. He was just still struggling quite a bit. So we were referred to a psychiatrist. They diagnosed him with anxiety and depression, and then it's called disruptive mood dysregulation disorder. That's what they call it, but when they become older, it can turn into a bipolar disorder. So while that was hard to hear, at least gave us direction and made us realize that it wasn't us doing something wrong. And so we were just struggling at home with physical aggression to where he was hurting our family, hurting the other children, hurting Corey and I. It was constant.
When it peaked, we did have to call law enforcement and have them come to the house. We actually then brought him to the ER, and then that's when things really started to roll a lot faster. I think that's when the professionals that we've been working with, really realized that, okay, we've really got to speed this up a little bit. And so we switched gears as far as medication providers go. We switched gears as far as counseling services go, and we ended up with Pawnee Mental Health.
When I first met with Kohler and his family, they needed help, they needed some support, they didn't know what to do. Like many parents, you want your child safe, you want your family safe. This is an issue when you have your child is threatening to harm themselves, or they are harming others, and maybe they're acting in reckless, unsafe ways. My name is Gilletta Molliker. I am the Western Region Supervisor for Pawnee Mental Health Services, and what I supervise is specific to our children. Our program is referred to as YRS, which is Youth Rehabilitation Services. So if a family is reaching out, if the family is in need and their life is just disrupted and they are exhausted and they have used all of their outside resources, the aunts and the uncles and the grandparents, the babysitters, everybody is just frustrated and done. That is really a flag to get some extra help. We're the extra help. We're trained to do this. We like doing this. We are there to help support the entire family, the entire unit. It's not just about the child. It's about helping everybody stabilize and be able to get along. Our goal with children is always, once they come into services, we're already planning on graduating them out. We want to be a stepping stone and teach them and the families how they can manage and do well without my staff having to support them anymore. They're going to learn those skills. Hopefully they're going to learn those skills. That's our job, to help teach that.
From the very get-go, it was just an immediate connection for Kohler. The YRS services that they've provided for us through mental health, so he gets respite care. That was happening weekly, and since school started, it's been a little more difficult to have that weekly, but that's when somebody comes to pick him up and they take him for 4 or 5 hours on a weekend even, get him out of the house. They go fishing, they go make cupcakes, they go country cruising, which are all things that Kohler loves to do, and gave us time with our other children that was non-interrupted and a little more relaxed, and be able to do that. He also receives services weekly with his case manager. She's been wonderful. She spends time with him working through scenarios and how to handle his anger and what he can do instead. And
that's been awesome, because Kohler enjoys it. We get a break, the other kids get a break. It's good for all. Even though we feel really good about the direction we're going, he still has his moments, he still has his meltdowns. Is Pawnee always going to have to be there for him? They don't have to be. It will be, I'm sure of that.
Knowing that it's okay to go outside and get help, because we would not be where we're at if we didn't. And it would probably be a totally different story. And for him to accept that and know that we're proud of him. We can't speak enough about, that it's okay to go get help. We're educated people. We thought we were doing everything right, and, he needs help. So we're not above that. Go get it.
Yeah.